Our uniqueness is unchallenged. We all know that every human being that exists, if you take the biometrics and if you lay them one on top of the other, the individual becomes even more unique. And the unique nature that Allah has made is because of His infinite mercy. That while we are supposed to indulge in the submission of Allah collectively, ummatan wahida, but it's the individuality that will be the most questioned upon our death and when we enter our graves. But our individuality is pegged upon our responsibility socially with everything from the family, the nuclear family, out to our neighbors, out to the city, the state, the country, the world, and the universe. And Allah has endowed us with incredible amount of abilities, as I mentioned before. And the objective that, as I mentioned yesterday, due to the transient nature of life and the contradictions that I discussed yesterday with regards to us settling down, having found our ways due to ignorance, but when we become more enlightened, we will have reached an older age. We understand that when people are older, at least quite old, you'll find that there's an expectation that they're more enlightened because they have more experience under their belt. And nothing is a greater teacher than experience. Experience, of course, with the clear understanding of how to interpret experience. Nonetheless, we find that when a person reaches that age, you will see that while we are young, we're very material, and there's nothing wrong with that because Allah made us material. Allah could have made our spirits traverse without any body, but Allah designed us with a body. And in fact, even when we die, we will have another jism, it's called jism mithali. We will have another body in the next world, even in barzakh. And Allah will raise us with a body to encapsulate the soul. So the material aspect of life is fundamental, it's integral, it's essential, it's necessary. It must be protected, we must love it, we must admire it, we must protect it, we must nourish it, etc., etc. It's not haram to do that. But when it comes to priorities in life, you will notice that the other component that Allah created in us, which is the spiritual component, the component that understands values, that understands eternity, that understands the reality outside of any material realities. We use terms like metaphysical, etc., etc. But what you find is that that component is in all of us. Even children born instantaneously have that component. It's fitri, but the fitra in insan becomes more matured over time. So when we look at nafs ammara, when Allah says, La uqsimu bin nafs al-lawwama, the second part, but here, inna nafs al-ammaratum bis-su, wama ubarri'u nafsi, inna nafs al-ammaratum bis-su, illa ma rahima rabbi. Allah is describing the material aspect. And as we graduate in time, as we age, as we approach, if Allah were to give me that full life cycle without getting killed and bombed or having some kind of a disease that will take me early, you will find that we graduate from the material and it starts to become redundant. The material thing starts to become redundant. While it's essential, but it's redundant in its glitter and its beauty. A good example are, aged couples in their 90s, husband and wife, right? Their agility is limited, their flexibility is limited, their mobility is limited, but their love for each other is exponential, which wasn't there when they were agile and when they were supple with their skins and when they were mobile. So as they aged, their love and attraction for each other grew outside of the body into the spiritual realm that bonded them for eternity. For all material things degrade and will crumble, but the spiritual being never crumbles. Actually, it's the spiritual aspects from physics. If you study it, you will see it's actually traveling at the speed of light. Our spirit is like traveling at the speed of light. It's massless. And as a result, we know from basic physics that when something travels at the speed of light, it doesn't age. Time stops. So Allah is merciful. And as we grow older, Allah expects us to be more spiritual, more value-driven. That when you ask that old couple, do you covet a younger spouse? They said no. But the younger one is more visually attractive. The two will look at you like you're a fool. What we have is priceless. It's irreplaceable. That relationship is the spiritual bond we all understand. And if you look at the world of teenagers today in the 20s and the 30s and 40s and whatever age, everybody is seeking this reality in relationships. Everybody is seeking this. People who go through broken families and divorces are very sad in life because they haven't achieved that level of being able to say that I want to be with my spouse even in the next world. The Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had that relationship with Khadija alayhi salam, bint Khuwaylid. His love for his wife, and they were similar age by the way, she wasn't older than him. His love for her was so intense. But when I studied that, I realized that it is the true lesson of true social behavior that you and I should achieve in life. If you and I want to have success in life, then we should follow that modem. Like the love of Imam Ali alayhi salam and Fatima Zahra salamullahi alayha. While she left the world as a teenager, and Imam Ali was very, very disturbed by it. But Allah is showing us that when it comes to His plan on how long a person will live, the relevancy is not in the length of time, but it's in the quality of the time that was spent, whether it's teenage years or 1,000 years like Nuh alayhi salam. It's not relevant. The relevancy is in the quality, not in the quantity.